Hi, my name is Steven.
It is I, Kevin.
And I am David, the eldest champion.
We are the Brothers Born.
We invite you to bear witness as this most unlikely throwdown is about to commence.
Okay, everybody, are you ready for a battle today? Welcome back to Unlikely Throwdowns with the Brothers Born. Today, I, David Bourne, the most superior brother, who has the best throwdown record last time I checked, will be the judge, and Kevin and Steven will be competing with their characters that they are about to present now.
So
wait, does he have the most?
if you're going by our new season, yes, because we had a draw, he had a win. So with one win, he does have the best record.
I think I have tied for the first. I think we all tied the first time around. So right now I have the best record. So whatever.
Who should go first, Dave?
I think I'll have Steven go first. Why not? Youngest, oldest. We'll do that today.
All right. My character has been portrayed professionally by 16 different actors over almost a century. In fact, next year I think it'll be a century for this particular portrayal of this character. He is he's a college educated, Eton College in England. He also has gone to Oxford, and with that high-end proper college education, he's very traditional and cares a tremendous amount about form and proper etiquette, even in battle. Or at least he says he does. Sometimes his actions do not speak that. Fun fact about him, he can smoke 2 cigars at once, which is pretty dope. That's pretty cool.
All right.
I don't know why that's relevant, but I read that. Let's talk about how he looks. He's got eyes.
Batman's butler, Alfred.
Wow, he has eyes. Cool.
No, quote, eyes which are of the blue of the forget-me-not, end quote.
Was that right?
No.
Okay, go ahead, sorry.
He's got long, dark curls resembling candles. Now, sometimes...
Do you have a crush on this character?
No. Sometimes this is a wig. Sometimes it's his actual hair. It depends on which medium which version of him you see. He's very handsome.
You sure you don't have a crush on him?
I don't think so. But he is pretty suave. Sometimes he's portrayed as a big bumbling idiot. Sometimes he's portrayed as a pretty sophisticated guy. And I like to go for the more sophisticated one because he is college educated.
Proper etiquette, yet also idiot. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. He's a swordsman, and he sails the seas. He used to be Captain Blackbeard's deck master, and he's the only man to whom Long John Silver is afraid.
So he's a pirate of some sort.
Yes. This next part will give it away. He is driven by revenge because some punk little kid got his hand chopped off by a crocodile.
Oh, Captain Hook. Oh, man.
Hook.
All right, you might have more advantage.
I was thinking either Captain Hook or Jack Sparrow, but Jack Sparrow has only been portrayed by one person that I know of.
So that's not going to help me out because I was really hoping that your character would be a hero because that would help. that would help with me. But all right, Captain Hook, nice.
Timbers. What do we got for the next one?
All right, this one would be interesting. So this character, he was abandoned in the streets of when he was young. So he's living on the streets and almost got hit by a truck, but he was saved by who becomes his best friend and also his boss, basically. He is a part of an elite group of a team that focuses on rescue operations.
Oh boy.
Each character within his team has a different role. His role is more focused on law enforcement. He's very, very loyal, very obedient. He's got a very commanding presence. Any ideas yet?
Is it
Steven,
one of
you won't
those?
get this
Is it
one.
one of
It's from
David, you
those?
Paw
might.
Patrol. I don't know who
Yeah.
character it is, but it's from Paw Patrol. Yeah.
Chase from Paw Patrol.
I knew that. I was going to say Paw Patrol, but I couldn't remember his name. He's the detective
Oh my
or the
goodness.
police officer. I mean,
Yep.
yes.
Chase from Paw Patrol.
Last week I was a little worried with Poison Ivy versus Ms. Marvel. Well, last time we met, I mean, I was a little worried about them meeting because that's like seems feasible, two superhero characters. But this one, we're back to business here. I reckon with Captain Hook versus Chase.
I just picture this dog like biting Captain Hook's butt and then ripping off his pants. And you've seen those underwear with red polka dots that they always do on cartoons.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's what I picture happening right now.
Well,
And
that
then
is
Captain Hook saying some zany, making some noise like "Woo, woo, woo," or whatever, and then saying some zany thing.
now.
Ready to
I know.
fight pirates, writer, sir?
I know one of the sliding rules we have on this podcast is the use of resources. I think. See,
sorry, but you already lost. You don't know how many resources the Paw Patrol has.
So
That town gives them everything they want, no matter what. So I declare Chase the winner.
I wanted to say that we could use resources this time around because I think his bumbling pirates are not really that helpful, but maybe just a little bit helpful. But now that I know who I'm up against, I don't really want resources to be an option here because, I mean, even in the sea, there's some dog somewhere that can manage that situation.
Yeah, that's Zuma,
Right.
man.
But that's not Chase, though. This is focused on Chase.
All right.
If he would have said Ryder, the leader of the Paw Patrol, then he could use all the dogs. But right now, I guess the dog could come help him. But Chase is the main guy here.
All right. Let's take a quick break for our sponsors, and we'll come back for this battle.
A wise man once said, "Cash rules everything around me. It's all about the money. Dollar bills, y'all." Now, the Brothers Born are definitely not part of the Wu-Tang Clan. But the sentiment, well, it's still true. When it comes down to it, making content that we do can have some costs when it comes to equipment and certain fees. This is where you come in as a listener. No obligation here, but if you do like what we have and you would like to contribute a little bit of funds our way so we can improve our content, there's 3 different tiers of payment which you can use. The first one is a simple, cheap tier of 99 cents. Not too bad. Next tier would be $4.99, or if you're straight balling, $9.99 for the third tier. Now, there's no obligation here. We're going to do the content either way, but we definitely would appreciate a little help. Thank you in advance, and we look forward to providing more content for you.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. It's just been revealed to us who the characters are for this epic throwdown. In the red corner, we have Captain Hook. In the blue corner, because he's a police officer, blue, we have Chase, the dog from Paw Patrol. Let's see how this humdinger turns out. Because isn't it Mayor Humdinger from the show?
Yeah, he's like the bad guy.
Okay,
I don't understand Mayor Humdinger, like, because he's a mayor of Foggy Bottom, but
Foggy
Bottom doesn't have any, like, it's just like a mountain. There's like no, or like a cave. There's no like city there. I don't really understand.
Bottom seems like somewhere Captain Hook would like to be, actually.
It does actually.
That's how it happened. Could be.
He got sick of Peter Pan and his shenanigans, and he's like, "Let's
So
go
went
to
after another boy who has even more resources.
So, really quick point I want to make. This is not for my throwdown, but I just want to make this case. A while ago on the Brothers Born podcast, we discussed villains who are actually good guys. I don't think Captain Hook's a good guy, but I think he's justified in his frustration and anger towards Peter Pan, because Peter Pan's just a prankster who a prank went sour, and now Captain Hook is missing a hand. So I don't know that he's necessarily wrong for wanting to get revenge against Peter Pan. Just want to make that.
Captain Hook's an odd character, because if you look traditionally when you have plays and stuff, whoever plays Captain Hook is also the same actor. And this is like a traditional thing. It's every single time. It's the same actor that plays Wendy's
Mr.
father.
Darling.
Yeah. So that's kind of a weird thing.
But there's a quote I'm going to share to kind of get me started here. This is towards Peter, but I think in this situation I could extend it towards Chase. Quote, Chase, I swear to you, wherever you go, wherever you are, I vow there will always be daggers buried in notes signed James Hook. They'll be flung in the doors of your children's children's children. Do you hear me? End quote. So he is out for blood, bro. He is like he has got some skills that I think could really take on Chase. Let me describe my view of my skills now.
Okay, but before you do, I have to remind you that Chase has a great quote too, which is Chase is on the cake. Case. So
that's the quote. He's on the cake.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Chase
He doesn't
is
stand a
on the
chance.
case. You're right.
What a wimp. What a weirdo. The cake? What?
Yeah, on the cake. Because they had to go rescue a cake, or I don't know.
Rescue a cake. Meanwhile, Captain
I've only seen a couple episodes of Paw Patrol.
I feel like
over
you've
here.
seen a lot if you know that abstract of a reference.
No, it's because I was looking at quotes right here, and that was the first one I picked up.
So let me throw this at you. Captain Hook, expert kidnapper. So that's something. He is a swordsman. He knows his way around the duel with a rapier. He's pretty savvy with poison and bombs. And his hook, if we're including the Steven Spielberg edition, the movie Hook, he can replace his hook with a baseball mitt and a pointer. So that hook is pretty versatile. It's not always just a hook. Granted, the hook is what he'll use most of the time. That's his namesake. But he can use he has a baseball mitt. There is one situation where he actually flies. He gets a hold of some pixie dust. So he has the ability to fly. Now, I'm not saying he's necessarily great at it, but he can do it, and I think that would be to his advantage. And with these different skills he has, with the different various weapons, his most formidable weapon is his hook. In fact, he used his hook once to claw out of a crocodile. That's significant. He crawls his way out of a big beast. And, that's pretty huge because crocodile is his greatest fear. But he faced his fear and he crawled out of a crocodile.
So wait, isn't the crocodile what kills him?
Yeah, in normal Peter Pan, but there's some other Peter Pan story where he crawls out of a crocodile. So we're gonna include that. And he sails the seas. So he's a pretty good navigator, I'd say. So
that's true.
He would know where to go and how to hide his ship. I know we're not talking about resources too much, but he does have Smee, who is a bumbling idiot, but he has Smee and his other crew to assist him.
He's an idiot, but he's also very dedicated.
Yes, he has a very loyal following. And Captain Hook, dude, my man could smoke 2 cigars at once. That's pretty awesome. And he's not afraid of too much other than crocodiles. That and the ticking clock, I suppose, is an extension of his fear of crocodiles. But he's a pretty fearless and a formidable foe, I must say.
So hold on, how did he lose his hand?
A crocodile ate it.
A crocodile ate it, but I don't remember exactly.
Okay.
I read the book 10 years ago, and somehow it was some prank or it's Peter Pan's fault that the crocodile got his hand. Somehow, I don't remember exactly how it happened, but the crocodile chomped his hand off after Peter Pan did some sort of prank on him or something.
Okay. Sounds pretty good. Lots of skills I wasn't thinking of. Navigating.
I mean, it's good that he can fly. However, Chase, he's got a variety of various packs and vehicles available to him. And one of those vehicles does include a jet. So not only can he fly, but he can fly faster. And even if he doesn't have his jet with him, he also, one of his packs does have a rocket glider. It's the same thing. He can fly, probably
He does have
faster.
that.
So, Captain Hook being able to fly that's nothing. Chase has got him hands down because he's got more maneuverability and more speed when he flies, and he actually knows what he's doing, as opposed to Captain Hook, not. Captain Hook or Chase has a lot of tools available to him. He's got his little vest, and let me give you some of these abilities that he has through all these various vests that he has. He has a megaphone, so he can talk to people. He's got a net launcher, so you can just tie Hook up in his little net. He's got a tennis ball launcher, so he can shoot tennis balls at Captain Hook's face repeatedly. That wouldn't
I
feel
think
too good.
the nut launcher might be counteracted by the hook, though. I think you could get out of it with the hook.
Not in the net, man.
Okay.
He's got like a spotlight. He's got a zip line that he can come out with a grappling hook, so he can make a quick escape.
Well, he can't escape from Captain Hook there because he could just hold on his hook and slide down after him.
If we're at sea, he's got his sea pack, which has a rescue buoy.
I'm trying, Steven, but I don't know. He's pretty much wiping the floor with you right now.
I don't know how the rescue buoy is going to help, but he's got that. His tag has like a little GPS on it, so he can communicate with his Paw Patrol buddies.
He communicates with a GPS, dude. Captain Hook doesn't even need a GPS. He has a GPS in his mind.
Can he ever find the Lost Boys without them finding him first?
This is not
Probably
the Lost
not.
Boys we're dealing with here. This is Chase.
Really know his way around.
But dude, Chase could easily find Captain Hook. He'd be up in his tower, Ryder would be like, "Hey, look, there's Captain Hook," and Chase would be like, "Chase is on the case," and he doesn't go and go after him.
Chase is on the
case. Lost Boys are always sneaking up on Captain Hook, so
and he's got a variety of vehicles. I mentioned the jet already, but like he also has like one of his cars can turn into a boat. So he can take Captain Hook, at sea. He's got some scuba diving gear. You go swimming around there.
Out, though,
also, his jet is capable, has stealth capabilities, so Captain Hook won't even know he's coming, dude. All right.
You have a lot. You have a lot there. I can't dispute that you have a lot of abilities and tech. Let me come back at you here a little bit. Couple things. Number one, not worried about the net. I got a hook. I got a sword. I'm out of that net. Okay, just slice it right open. No problem. Now, you mentioned the zip line, just like David suggested. I got a hook. I can just zip my way down there and follow him. And navigation, sure, he's got GPS stuff, but like Captain Hook don't need that, dude. He knows his way around the seas. It's like the back of his hand because he is a pirate captain. He is like a seaman. And
well, my thing is, he doesn't know his way around the seas in the Disney version. I feel like he's just an idiot. But maybe
that's the version of Captain Hook that we don't talk about. We talk about
that's the one that I know the best.
The Steven Spielberg film Hook or the book Peter Pan.
Okay, all right, keep going.
Now,
I'll keep in mind that we're talking about other versions.
It's a culmination of hooks here. Captain Hook's a man of mystery. I think he'd be hard to find because you know what? No one actually knows his real name. They know it's probably James, but until he got the hook, he wasn't Captain Hook. He was someone else. He's a mysterious person, and he's able to kind of go undetected in my mind, in that he's gone so long. He goes to Neverland. How's Chase going to get to Neverland? Chase can't get to Neverland, man.
Yeah, he can.
He's like,
I'm not sure about that one.
I don't think
you're right about that, but that's
no. But look, okay. So Neverland. Who goes to Neverland other than Captain Hook? Like all the adults and stuff, right?
Peter Pan, Wendy, all of them.
Yeah, but they're all like the Lost Boys. They're all kids, right?
Yeah.
Chase is still a puppy, dude. Like he could easily, he's like young. He can go to Neverland.
I guess, but he has purpose in the real world. So I don't know
does
that
Captain Hook even get to Wonderland? See, this shows I don't know Peter Pan because I thought only kids got there. Or
Wonderland is like, I don't know what Wonderland is, but
you know what I meant. Neverland. I'm thinking of how wonderful Chase's tools are right now, but so I said Wonderland.
So
Neverland, how does he get there?
It's a good question. I think he sails there and uses magic.
But how come no one else can find it then?
So Captain Hook is it's probably because of his college education. Now let me.
I'm not going to hold this against your argument. I'm just curious.
All right. So Captain Hook is very focused on tradition, form, if you will. He may have, it's sometimes to his detriment, but he kind of is a pirate, so he's in some ways he's breaking tradition and not like a gentleman, but he also has this background of being a gentleman, and with that background comes a tremendous amount of proper etiquette in battle, and especially on swordsmanship. And I like to think that in a dueling situation where it's like blade versus blade, there's no way that Chase stands a chance against Captain Hook. Sure, he's got all those fancy gadgets and stuff, but when it comes down to like one-on-one, like formal, like battle, no. Chase ain't got nothing. He needs his tech to like do his thing. If he doesn't have his tech, he's just a dog. He's just a dog.
Dude, whatever. He always has his tech with him, though.
But
And besides, I mean, actually, you know what?
No,
Chase
Steven has a,
was
Steven has
actually
a
a pirate.
point, but
Chase actually was a pirate at one point. So there we go. There's that going on.
Steven does have a point. But on the other hand, the tech is always connected to Chase, isn't it? Like he's always carrying it around.
Yeah, like he always has it with him.
I guess if somehow he disabled or got rid of the tech, if Captain Hook was able to do that, like sneak up on Chase and slice off his backpack with his hook or something, maybe. But I'm not sure I don't know how likely that is happening.
Bombs, bro. Captain Hook knows how to use bombs.
All right.
And
so Chase, so as far as Chase
Chase
being
can probably disable bombs somewhere in his backpack.
yeah, for sure, he definitely could. And on top of that,
you can't disable the old school bomb that has the fizzing fuse thing. You
Oh,
can't
that's-
disable
dude,
that
that's
junk.
even
dude. It's not some high
easier.
tech like
That's
cut the wire
easier.
and it stops exploding.
Chase
This is
would just
like
put his
that's
tongue on
easier
the
to
tip of
that's
it.
easier to disable. All I have to do is just
Cannonballs.
remove the fuse. All right, so and he couldn't hide from Chase
That's
because
true
Chase
though, Kevin. Dogs do like to chase balls, so Chase would
Yes.
probably chase after
Oh.
the ball-shaped bomb.
no, he
To
wouldn't.
his
Chase,
detriment.
and I'll tell you why, because Chase is a police dog, right? So he's
He likes to play fetch though. You know he probably still likes to play fetch.
I mean, he probably does like to play fetch, but I mean, police dogs
So
in real life like to
He'd
play
be
fetch.
fetching a bomb that would explode.
They can
him.
still sniff out a bomb. I mean, that's one of the things police dogs do is they sniff out bombs. Speaking of, Captain Hook can't hide. Captain Hook can't hide from Chase because Chase has a really good sniffer, as I say. He can sniff out anything, man. Like he can sniff out bombs. He can sniff out
cigar smoke.
yeah, cigar smoke, man. He can sniff out anything. Like he could easily find Captain Hook. That wouldn't be hard. As far as the bomb, dude, old school bombs like that are easy to defuse. You just remove the fuse. It's not like hard to do. And Chase could do that for sure.
I'm talking about like
and
cartoon bombs.
Not to mention, Chase does have like drones available for him that he has that come out of this vehicle. So he has because his vehicle has abilities too. It also has a net launcher. It has not that traffic cones can help Captain Hook, but he's got traffic cones. So
What is maneuverability with his ship in the sea?
One his vehicle has like a tape dispenser that can cordon off any area, so you can just keep Captain Hook trapped inside a little area with that.
But he's a small dog.
It doesn't matter, and then he
Captain
can control
Hook
his drone.
Step on him, man.
Dude, attach some bombs or something on that drone, and then Captain Hook can't do anything against that. I think I'm looking for clarification on here, but I think one of his nets when he's either Spy Chase or Mighty Chase, not sure which one, is actually more of like a light net as opposed to like a normal net. So Captain Hook won't be able to cut through that either with his hook because it's like a laser. I'm trying to find clarification on that one for you guys for sure. But dude, he's got so many resources available to him, so many different tools and gadgets. Captain Hook ain't got nothing on Chase, dude. Chase can be anywhere and everywhere.
He's not God, man.
But I mean, dude, he'll be up in his tower and they'll be like, "Hey, look, there's a new pirate ship entering Adventure Bay or wherever," and Chase will be like, "Case is on the case," and he's gonna go and he's like in his little jet or
cases on the case. It sounded like.
I mean,
you have to know his name and his catch term if you want him to win the battle.
What? No, it's Chase is on the case. No, I didn't. I said Chase is on the case.
You said Case is on the case.
I did not. I definitely said Chase is on the case.
Case is on the cake. Yeah.
That one, he really did say that though, for sure. And then, all
right,
dude, he's got other quotes too, for sure.
Give me a good quote. Give me a quote that's formidable. One that would instill fear in Captain Hook.
Ready for action, writer, sir.
No. You just laugh at that.
All right, these paws uphold the laws.
Oh, that just makes me want to throw up. I hate that. Hate that so much.
Dude, I really want Captain Hook to win this one so badly. I will say Adventure Bay, like Captain Hook could sail right in there. He probably could navigate that area pretty well because it's in the sea. So he'd be able to get there. Chase wouldn't have as much of a home field advantage as you would think.
And that's a good point. I'm glad you said it's home field advantage. Let's talk about that. Neverland. Neverland is not part of the world that we live in. It's a magical place. Who's to say that any of that technology works there when there is no electricity and there's no satellite? It's possible that none of his tech is going to be viable. And in Neverland, these archaic like artifact type weapons that Captain Hook is wielding would have so much more the advantage against tech that is unusable in a world where technology does not exist.
All right, well, I feel like you're theorizing,
That's
and
kind
you
of
can make the
weak.
same argument the other way around. If he has magical abilities, who's to say those magical abilities work in the real world?
Because magic is real.
Well, so is Chase's, various gadgets and tech.
All right. Let me just throw a couple more quotes at you to kind of like showcase.
Yeah,
How-
I don't have any more quotes. So
So you had some quotes from Chase that were like, "These paws upheld the law." And like, sure, Peter Pan would probably be great friends with Chase, but they're just
Spy Chase is on the chicken case.
see that I hate that
He
so
hit
much.
you with another one, Steven. He hit you with another one.
All right. So let me tell you this. Hook does not have a I mean he has a lot to lose, but he's very like he's also not necessarily afraid of like doing what he needs to be done. His one quote, talking to Smee, quote, "Death is the only adventure I have left, Smee," end quote. So that shows this is a man who's willing to go the distance, man
I
who's
will
willing to
say
do all that he
also,
can.
he's willing to like his pirates, he could care less for them. He doesn't care about them.
Except for
So he
Smee, he
would he
probably
could send them after after the pups while he runs away or whatever, or gets around, sneaks around, and comes a different way. I don't think he really cares about his crew at all.
he doesn't love
See,
them,
and
but he
and
also
Chase is a loyal, caring friend. All right, he cares about his fellow Paw Patrol friends, and he's got so many of them. Like they could easily take the pirates.
so this is a case of like good versus evil. Good versus evil, like of course like Chase is going to protect the weaklings of this world. And Captain Hook could care less about that. He's out for he has his own agenda. Um this is a quote I love talking to the pirates, his comrades if you will. He the idea of a good leader inspires his underlings. Captain Hook, quote, "Remember the fires of hell that forged you. Charge," end quote.
Chase is
So,
on the case.
yeah,
Chase is on the case.
even if you win this thing, my quotes are 100% more awesome than anything that Chase would ever
These
say.
paws uphold the laws. They are cooler, but I already have Chase's quotes memorized. They're easy to memorize. I can't remember what Hook's quotes are.
It's like junk food or pop music. It sticks in your brain and it feels good for a moment, but
You're
does
right.
not
That's why I
actually
really want Captain Hook to win. But
that's not actually productive. In closing, because I think I know who's winning this, but in closing, let me just share a couple things, then you can give your closing remarks. Captain Hook is a character that has lasted a century, more than a century.
oh, that's a good point. Sorry.
This is a
You
character.
got my attention now.
This is a character that will continue to live throughout the ages. Just a couple years ago, there's a book called Pan, and that involved Captain Hook. This is a character who children for years have not necessarily loved because he's the bad guy, but he's been there. I don't think 100 years from now that anyone's going to have any cares about Paw Patrol. Closing my case.
You have a fair point with that. However, we're not discussing the, legacy of the fictional, like of the literature involved here. We're talking about the characters themselves. So, I mean, you could say the same for like Moby Dick, but like no one's gonna care if Moby Dick wins a fight against Moby Dick Captain Kirk would be cool against Chase. Like that doesn't matter. Like the legacy of the literature itself doesn't matter because we're talking about the character themselves. If you're I mean, you do have a fair point. His legacy as far as the literature goes definitely is gonna outlast and outlive. It's a classic. It's gonna outlive Paw Patrol by a long shot. But we're not talking about the book itself. We're talking about the character himself. So you can't really use that as an argument. Chase, like he's just a good dog. Who's such a good dog? Yeah, good dog. Anyway, like he cares
That's
about
not doing
people.
it for me.
He's got like these abilities. He's got like natural leadership abilities. People are drawn to him. They're going to follow him. Lost Boys are probably going to follow Chase against Captain Hook. He's got the other pups with him if he really needs them. But he doesn't need them anyway because he's got his tech and his gadgets. Also, my does have one secret weapon. He's a freaking puppy, dude. I don't care who you are. You're not gonna kill a puppy. Like, you're not. You're just like, even Captain Hook's gonna be like, as
Dude, if some
hardcore as
puppy
he
came
is.
after me with some crazy nets and some laser beams I would
I don't
kill him,
know.
man.
I mean, Captain Hook may be an exception, but honestly, he's gonna look at Chase and be like, "Oh, what a cute dog." He's just gonna want to pet him. He's not gonna want to fight him because he's a puppy, dude. You can't kill a puppy.
Yeah, but this puppy is annoying. And I could see Captain Hook not even hesitating to take care of it if he had the chance. So I don't know if I agree with that statement, but
I just think his technology is better. He's got more
okay.
resources available to him. He's got more carrying resources available to him. Captain Hook runs his ship, but he runs it from fear. Case, he uses friendship to motivate his friends and others, and that's a powerful, more powerful tool.
It is what the Lost Boys and Peter Pan have. Captain Hook's greatest adversary. It's the friendship, the camaraderie. I can see.
See, I mean, fighting Chase would be just like fighting Peter Pan, except like in dog form.
Which, okay, so first of all, I don't think the friendship argument's very great either. I'm sorry. Friendship, this sounds kind of just weak. I don't know. Sure, they're friends, they're puppies, they chase balls together, whatever. But Captain Hook has loyal subjects too, even though
Yeah, but out of fear, man. Out of fear.
Fear is a great weapon sometimes.
Yeah,
but
but they're
I have
not
a
going to stick
question
their
for
neck
you.
out for Captain Hook. Chase's
So,
buddies will stick their neck out for him. Like I said, it's like fighting Peter Pan, but in dog form.
so here's my question.
And he's a cute puppy, which
Kevin.
no one would ever want to hurt anyway.
Now, I don't know much about Paw Patrol because my kids never really got into it, but is Chase useless without Ryder?
No, man, he doesn't need Ryder. Dude,
Ryder is
all Ryder does is assign the missions. He doesn't do a whole lot else. He's like, "Hey, pups. Hey, team." He's like, "There's a chicken that's stuck in a tree. We need to go rescue him." And then
no, okay. That thing you just said though is a totally different situation than fighting Captain Hook, a chicken stuck in a tree.
It's a very different
Adventure Bay is a pretty peaceful place. They don't have a lot of, you know, enemies there. But if they did, Chase would be on the case. He'd take his friends with him. He'd take care of business. Dude, he's an officer of the law. Okay,
So,
like it's his duty to to stop crime.
You're right. Adventure Bay's crimes so I just thought of another angle here. The crimes that he's dealt with, that's like child's play for Captain Hook and what he's been through, isn't it? Like a chicken stuck in a tree, some guy stealing the newspapers from people's doors. I can't even think of any of them. Some guy stealing a cake from the town bake-off. Like Chase can deal with that stuff, but is he able, with the experience he has, could he deal with someone as nasty as Captain Hook and his?
I think so, dude. He grew up on the streets, man. And he didn't grow up on the street. Yeah, he didn't grow up on the street.
The streets of Emerald Bay or whatever it's called.
No, you're wrong. He didn't grow up on the streets of Adventure Bay. He grew up on the streets of Adventure City, which is a rougher place.
That's the ghetto.
Oh, wait a second.
That's where the hood is in the Paw Patrol.
Why didn't you bring this up earlier? So he was like some kind of stray and Ryder brought him in, or what?
Yeah, like his original owner abandoned him in Adventure City. He's living on the streets, and then he almost got hit by a truck. But Ryder rescued him, and that's how their friendship initially bonded.
Can we like make, how a lot of things are about the multiverse now? Can we make a multiverse story where like he doesn't get rescued by Ryder and instead becomes like this horrible street criminal,
like this hard knock dog
kingpin of Adventure City,
like missing a leg and junk because he got like hit by a car or like by the truck.
Yeah, dude.
If he was missing a leg, he'd be a perfect dog for Captain Hook.
That's just true. He's smoking 2 cigars, but they're actually 2 blunts instead. He's like, yeah. So
that does give him a little more savage than I realized he had, which
could in the
could help him streets with Captain Hook's sneaky disposition.
Well, I don't know.
Unfortunately, Stephen, all I can think of is the Disney Captain Hook when I think of Captain Hook.
All right, hold on. Let me fix that. Think of Dustin Hoffman and Hook. Think of Jude Law in the upcoming. So it'll be 17 actors actually. Jude Law in the upcoming.
But has this happened yet? It hasn't, so you can't use it in the argument.
Think of.
I will say the Hook. There was a Peter Pan movie came out like, it must have been like 2003. 2003.
Jason Isaacs played Captain Hook in that one.
I remember that.
Yeah, I think that one's probably my favorite Peter Pan version, like movie wise, and that Hook was pretty good.
It's just called Pan, isn't it?
No, that's a different one. They had like 2 come out the same year.
It is a story that's done again and again. They always try to put a fresh new spin on it, and sometimes it works. But
Dude, didn't Christopher Walken play Hook at one
he
point?
did. I was just about to tell you, but Captain Hook's been played by quite a spread of pretty great actors: Dustin
Gary
Hoffman,
Oldman.
Christopher Walken, Tom Hiddleston, Stanley Tucci, J.K. Simmons, Jason Isaacs, Tim Curry, and a bunch of other people that I've never
J.K.
heard
Simmons
of.
played Captain Hook?
He did. Um, Hans Conried, Colin
Didn't Gary
O'Donoghue,
Oldman play him in the Robin Williams one?
who Dustin Hoffman did.
Oh, Dustin Hoff. Sorry, yeah. Okay.
And I don't know, Dave, you've watched that silly show Once Upon a Time. I think you got into that for a little bit. Captain Hook's in that as well.
I don't know what show you're talking about. Sorry.
I know what you're talking about. I've never watched it though.
It's not.
It doesn't matter. We're not talking about. The
Yeah,
point is,
All right.
the
My
point is,
argument-
Chase would definitely win this story.
I feel like Steven's trying to distract me. Now that I saw a little bit of a crack in your armor there, Kevin, with the fact that Chase has dealt with no crime that Hook deals out. Sorry, Chase has not dealt with the level of crime that Hook could deal out. Unless we're talking about the Disney Captain Hook, which is all I keep coming back to. I don't know why. It's the only one I know.
So that's like Disney ruins a bunch of classic stories with like sunshine and rainbows in it. But like you look at the original content, it's a little darker. And Peter Pan.
You know what
is no
Disney
exception
hasn't
to
ruined?
that.
Disney
You know what
also
Disney
is
hasn't
superior.
ruined? Disney hasn't ruined Paw Patrol because that's a Nickelodeon franchise.
I know
Disney
Disney is superior to Nickelodeon. So if we're going franchises, then
Wait, is Paw Patrol Disney?
No, it's Nickelodeon.
it's
Okay.
Nickelodeon.
Whew, cool.
So Nickelodeon has created such things as SpongeBob and some other dumb things.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, but
All
they also have the best version of Ninja Turtles. So
do either of you have any other things you'd like to share with the?
I think I'm fresh
boy?
out. I've exhausted my Captain Hook knowledge.
My thing is, I can't stand Paw Patrol, and I don't understand how it works, and I don't know why the town has this unlimited supply of funds to give these dogs anything they need, and they trust their whole town in this. How old is Flynn anyway?
that kind of helps with my argument. They're so good at what they do that they don't even need like traditional law enforcement. They just have these little puppies that can do everything for them because they're so dope and so good at their job.
Ryder's what, 8 years old, 10 years old?
I don't know. I don't know how he got that position. That's just some child laws.
Like, I just feel like
laws being broken there.
I feel like this would not could possibly ever be a thing. Like this little boy with his 8 dogs or whatever, handling all of Adventure Bay's security. And I don't understand how they can give them all these tech and all these resources, but the fact is they can. And
because they're so good at their job, they don't even need human cops. They only need Chase. He's the one cop for the entire town. That's all they need because he's so good.
That doesn't make any sense to me. But anyways, all the crime they deal with is like little silly stuff, like who took the mayor's cape before the big town.
Look at Gotham. All right, Gotham has a police department, but they're really kind of useless because they have Batman. It's the same thing, except Adventure Bay realized that they're like, you know what, we don't even need like police officers. We got the Paw Patrol.
I don't know, man. I don't understand how the whole thing works. Where Captain Hook, I have seen some savage versions of Captain Hook where he's like actually this feared villain, and he could take care of, like, the Lost Boys are actually scared of him. And Disney, I feel like they're not really that scared of him, but like, and I know he's pretty like he has a really dark, like he's willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. But I don't think he has what it takes to overcome the resources that Chase has. Now, if you take away the resources, obviously just stomp on the pup, he's dead, whatever. I don't know. Like, I don't know. And I wish that this weren't the case, but I think that Chase would win. I think.
Oh man, I know you're right.
I don't. It doesn't make any sense to me. The whole Paw Patrol, whatever theme, whatever. I don't understand any of it and why it's a thing and how it could be a thing. It is, other than it is for kids, but like, I don't know. I think I have to give. In fact, I'm going back over all our throwdowns. I can't think of too many people that could beat Chase.
He's superior.
I don't know.
He's the ultimate champion.
The only person, maybe Mr. Magoo, could do it out of sheer luck. I don't know. But
I accept defeat. I'm disappointed, but it's just part of the game. You
but
pick
I
the character.
do believe, like, if does Chase have any vacation time ever or downtime or like?
Yeah, man.
I know
When
he's
he's
always on the case, as he says, but like
he
if
is
he
always on the
gets,
case, but they have when they're not getting called on a case, him and the rest of the pups, they're usually out playing like
yeah, and
tag or
Captain Hook
something.
would just kill them all. You're right. Like I would love the Captain Hook for that. Sail his ship into Adventure Bay, catch the pups when they're in some kind of retreat. Ryder's studying for a math test or something, and the pups are just all playing and frolicking. Captain Hook would kidnap them or kill them or whatever. Yeah, like, but if Chase is on the case, if it's one of those times when Chase is on the case, I don't think he can be beat. I don't think he can. You're right. He doesn't even need Marshall and Everest and Sky and Rubble. Now, Rubble is pretty cool.
Robo is cool.
So I feel like,
I feel like I think Everest is probably my favorite of the pups for sure.
but
But
Rubble
Robo
has
is
that
pretty
cool
cool.
look when he closes his mouth, his tooth goes over his lip, like a
Yeah,
bull. I think that's cool.
Snaggletooth there.
Yeah.
yeah, and he's got the coolest vehicle too. He's got like drills and stuff on his.
And even if, like, I feel like if you brought the whole team, Captain Who could have even less of a chance.
Yeah, you would. The only chance he might has if for some reason Peter Pan joined up with him, which I think has happened before, but it's not the regular thing.
Also, I'm gonna throw this out there. I already won, but I purposely didn't
Salt in the
include
wound.
this. Yeah, I didn't previously didn't I already didn't include this because Steve and I did have an agreement earlier we weren't going to use superheroes, but at one point, Chase is a superhero, and he has like super speed, and he has a sonic bark. So
Oh my.
if you threw
So,
that in the
you
mix, he
know,
definitely has got Captain
you know what
Cook
this
down
reminds me
beat.
of is like when two kids are arguing on the playground. They're like, my dad's better than your dad. Well, my dad has a Ferrari. Well, my dad has a Lamborghini. Like they argue. Like I feel like
They actually don't have
anything
a
you come
Ferrari
up
or
with,
Lamborghini.
Paw Patrol is just like, well, we'll just bring up something else Chase can have.
No,
Chase
but
can
he
have
does.
this.
He becomes a superhero. All the pups
Oh,
do.
let's give him
But I
superpowers.
but I purposely didn't include that because I already told Steven
Like
I wouldn't
it's
use
kind of like when you say,
superpowers.
well, my shield can block bullets. Okay, well, I have a rocket
I
that can destroy your shield. Well, I have a shield that can destroy the rocket. Like that's what not Disney, Nickelodeon's doing with these Paw Patrols. Oh, well, he can also be a superhero. He also has super speed. Like, so I feel like because of that, no one could ever beat the Paw Patrol because Nickelodeon would just keep throwing other
That's
things. Like,
true
what
because
about this?
they've had
What
like
about this?
they were knights at one point. They've been truck drivers. They've been dinosaur trackers.
Knights?
Yeah, they were knights for a while.
What is this?
Yeah, they had to like rescue a dragon or something. I don't know. Like every season, Paw
Wacky,
Patrol
man.
does something has a new gimmick. I think the dinosaur one was, hey, we
So I
got
feel like
dinosaurs.
Hook, he's just Hook. He's just always what he is, and he's always awesome.
He's consistent.
But
Full disclosure, I did
because,
leave out one of his weaknesses. Obviously, he's afraid of crocodiles. He's also afraid of the sight of his own blood, which would be problematic, I
oh
think.
yeah, one dog bite, he'd be done.
Yeah. Well,
And he's also afraid of ticking clocks. So
I also conveniently left out the fact that Chase is allergic to cats.
oh man, that could have been the game changer for us.
Captain Hook doesn't even have a cat. Whatever.
Oh, he'd get a cat. He could get a
Oh,
cat.
he would get a cat if he knew what he was up against. He would. He'd
But
steal
that's
it from the
true. I mean,
darlings.
Chase, if there's a cat around, man, if I would have known that Chase, that he goes from the strongest to the weakest.
That's his,
How
he's like
strong are these allergies?
cat is his kryptonite.
Again, I'm just glad that my son's Paw Patrol phase is basically over now because I got so tired of watching
Your
Paw
son's might be,
Patrol.
but it sounds like yours isn't.
Kevin's secretly watching Paw Patrol. After this podcast, he's like, all right, they're all still in bed. He turns it on.
My son comes out.
I
What are you
wanna watch
watching?
the dragon
Nothing.
episode.
So, anyways, we probably have to wrap this up. But after this first round of our new version of Throwdowns, I remain in first place with a record, undefeated record. I'm 1-1-0. Kevin is what? Let's see. One. Oh no,
I'm
Kevin's
in.
tied with me now. I guess he's tied with me. Yeah, Kevin's tied with me. And then Steven rounds it out in last place at 0-1-1.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think-
So all right. So I'm assuming I'm judged next.
Yes.
All right. So I feel like once in a while when we do these, I feel like sometimes we need to put a restriction or a little cog in the mix just to throw things off a little bit, make things interesting. So if I'm going to be the judge next time, that's what I'm going to do.
Uh-oh.
So both of you can pick whatever character you want, but the character you pick has to use one of the 5 elements as part of it has to be part of their character, like be it that's what they use as a weapon, or they have some association with, fire or water or wind or whatever it is.
Ah. Question.
Okay.
Can I be the girl from Bruce Willis and the girl from Fifth Element and make love my element?
I mean, I don't know how. I mean, that's pretty much
You
the
like
only
that?
character who's actually formidable that has love. I mean, you could be the Captain Planet guy too. Heart.
I love captains.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, if you wanted to, I
You should
guess.
do a round of throwdowns where you can only use captains. Captain
There's
Planet,
so many
Captain
good
Hook,
options.
Captain America,
Well, I mean, one of you could do
Captain
that.
Marvel, like only captains.
But I mean, they have to have some associated with one of the elements.
All right.
And that
So
can include, because I consider ice to be part of water, so you can
Yeah.
include ice if you wanted to.
So you can't pick a character and then say he has, like, I can't pick James Bond, for example, and say, well, I'm going to give him the use of fire.
Yeah, no.
Like they have to have their abilities have to actually have elements in them.
Yes,
Yeah,
a
or
part
they
of
have
their
to have
character.
or they have to have a close association with it.
So
So
my
like,
only thing is for this, like just say by some random chance, I pick fire and Steven picks earth and like grass or what. Like sometimes an element would just totally destroy the other one before the battle even began.
well, when we're talking about five, we're talking about fire, water, wind, earth, and then love. So I guess if you want to use electricity, but I feel like that's kind of a cheap shot.
I don't think
Why
it's
is
a
that a
cheap shot.
cheap shot though?
It depends on what. I think electricity.
Basically, if it's a Pokemon type, you could use it. It doesn't have to be a Pokemon, obviously, but if it's a Pokemon type, you can use it.
All right.
So wait,
Normal.
are you
Got
saying
it.
electricity is not an element? Isn't lightning like natural?
No, it's not one of the five elements.
Why is love an element? Are you just talking about Captain Planet? Why is love an element?
No, it's always been like that, like the whole movie, the fifth element. The fifth element's love.
So
All right.
no lightning is allowed. Earth, wind, fire,
Lightning's
water,
allowed.
and
I
love.
think
All right, fine. Lightning will be allowed. So earth, wind, fire, ice is part of water, so you can continue that. Water, lightning, love. I don't know how either of you would work that into this.
I don't care if you take lightning out. I
Cupid.
just was making sure I knew.
I will say I don't want to go with like grass or plants, just because David's already used two characters that are plant based, and I feel like
yeah, that's like the theme of the season. Just plants.
Dude, I didn't mean to. I just thought it'd be cool.
I mean, if you really want to,
David comes
If
back
you
as
use-
Bulbasaur.
Hey, the plants are undefeated though, man. So
that's true.
Unless it's up against Chase, apparently. Chase can handle
Chase.
some plants.
Oh, he can handle some plants.
I think
I'm pretty
no, I
sure
think
he's
that-
rescued a plant before.
Hold the phone. You know who can you know what Chase can handle some plants? The Chase in the hood. The hood Chase could definitely handle some
Chase.
plants, if you know what I'm
smoke
saying.
some plants.
All right.
But no, Groot could take down Chase.
Groot wouldn't fight Chase, dude.
None of these people would maybe fight each other. That's not the point.
Dude, I'm just saying, like, Captain Hook
Groot never
might be an
fight Zelda
exception.
either, but it happened.
Captain Hook might be an exception, but like, if you had any hero character, like, they're not going to fight Chase because they're like, oh, he's a cute puppy. He's got that going
Dude,
for
if
him.
Chase came after me with all that stuff, I'd fight him. I'm not gonna just
You'd lose. You'd lose terribly.
I don't even like dogs, and I wouldn't fight Chase.
Well, this was fun. I'm disappointed, but I am okay. That's the part of the thing. I can't get mad. This is an objective case study here. Objective Chase study, I should say. And
I will say I do appreciate his victory because and it is objective, I think, because David is admittedly said that he does not care for Paw Patrol, but yet he still saw the value that Chase has and chose him as the winner.
He wanted Captain Hook to win so
he
bad.
wanted Captain Hook, but he just couldn't do it.
I appreciate that sentiment, Dave, that you wanted Captain Hook to win. That means a lot to me.
I just I don't know how he could.
It's going to carry me through the next one when you and I go against each other.
All right, well, so if we just get one element that can destroy the other, that's just the luck of the draw, right? Like just
yeah, pretty much.
All right.
So I think there's an elephant in the room we need to address really quick. What do we do if we both pick the same character?
What are the chances of that happening?
I mean, it's possible, very unlikely, but it is an unlikely
it is
throwdown.
possible.
Is
Then-
it the apocalypse? Just
No,
then a character
here's what
just has to
happened.
fight themselves.
You just have to go through as the better argument.
okay, that's fair.
Who knows most about their character? Because like if I took Chase for some reason, I don't know as much about as Kevin, so I would be like, he wears different.
I
types
literally
of
learned this
shoes.
yesterday.
And then,
We'll call it a mirror match or something. All right. Fair enough.
yeah, like a multiverse thing. But it's just however
Oh,
much you
dude,
learn.
Thug Chase versus Noble Chase. Oh man.
It's just whatever you know about it.
Thug
Hey,
chase
what
needs to
about
be a thing.
so the elements? It has to be limited to those, right? It has to be something natural, like because I noticed with Pokemon they do all these new kinds now, like poison type,
Oh yeah,
Oh
no,
yeah.
no, it has to be something natural. Yeah, no, like
or it
psychic
can't be
types
like
or
time travel. It can't be okay.
yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, everybody, thanks for joining us on the Unlikely Throwdowns podcast. And we'll catch you next time. Kevin is the judge. See you, everybody.
Adios.
Bye.
Chase is on the case.
So that one definitely goes down in one of the more unlikely throwdowns that we've had. Captain Hook versus Chase from Paw Patrol. Probably never happened before. So we did it. Hope you agree with our outcome. I'm a little disappointed. I wanted Captain Hook to win because he's 10 times cooler, but it's not the way it goes sometimes. You know, the judge made a good determination. We're good with that. Hey, listen, if you got an idea for a throwdown, send it to us. You can message us on our website, brothersbornmedia.com, or Facebook, facebook.com/brothersbornmedia, or the old-fashioned Gmail, brothersbornpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. If you have some input or if you have an idea for a throwdown, send it on over. All right, folks, this has been fun. Stay tuned, and we will catch you next time.
You said cases on the case.
No, I didn't. I said
You-
Chase is on the case.
You said cases on the case.
It sounded like you said
I did not.
cases
I
on
said definitely said Chase is on the case.
Case is on the case.